Maybe. Game? Okay. Very cool. Thank you. Maybe the game will work. Maybe. My capture card? My capture card's not working. Okay, that's weird. Let me restart it. It was just working literally a second ago. Properties, and then refresh it. There we go. That was weird. It was working, and then I look up and it was blocked. Whatever. Things are weird. Alright, I'll skip this, because we want to get in the lobby. We want to get some matches done. Alright, well, we gonna get... Ring ticket. I don't want to do open. Shit. I guess we're doing an open. Oh wait, I made a room. Even better. You can cancel the room. That's just purely out of habit right there. Hey gamer, happy Friday. How's it going?
Blame Mare.
Thank you, Jay, for blaming me. How's the pizza? Are you still waiting on it? I probably should message just because he probably can't hear. I realize Jay's definitely not going to be able to be hearing me if he is genuine eating. We're gonna get we gonna get a match? I guess we're only waiting 50 seconds. Feels like it was longer while I was typing. Hey Evan Goats, happy Friday! How's your season going for CCA? Cause I haven't checked in for a little while. I don't need all these notifications. Alright, cool. I have no notifications on my phone. What team are you with again? Remind me. My brain is forgetting what team you're with. I just forgot for some goddamn reason. Oh, you're with you're in Lone Rock Sirens group, yep. Yes? Because I did the bracket math for that one. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you guys can't make playoffs. I did the math for it. You guys lose on games to Shark Attack or because the best you can do is a 3-way tie with them, and you guys lose on games. So I hate to be the bearer of bad news. The only teams that can make it that aren't in the lock to playoffs, you have GMU that's guaranteed. They're not guaranteed first place in your group, but they're guaranteed a playoff spot. And then the winner of Shark Attack versus Penn State will be the other team in the playoffs. If Shark Attack wins, they can potentially be first seed. I think they're actually guaranteed first seed at that point. Penn State, the best they can do is second seed. However, also I want to note their Penn State's other match versus A-Rock actually doesn't matter, because again, the situation that I just referred to you guys, where they would at best or at worst with you guys do 3-2, a three-way tie at 3-2, if my memory's right of the score. And because of that, you guys would be, depending on exactly the games and everything, Charcatek is guaranteed to have more games than you, because you guys have went one, you had 1 win and 1 loss and 0 wins in the other, and Charcatek in their 1 loss already has more games than that. They have 3 games. So even if they get 4-0'd against Penn State, they would have games over you. So either way, the biggest thing is finishing out the season proper, right? Get that W. Hey, if it makes you feel better, 2 or 3 Penn State teams are in win and in situations. So every single Penn State team is number 2 seed for some goddamn reason in their divisions. It's just coincidental, I guess, or they just like giving us 2nd seeds or some trolling by the staff. So two of our Penn State teams are in win and in situations when they should be completely winning their groups. So based on just seeding alone. So I think you guys were seeded like 5th in your group. Something like that. So I mean, you guys completely, if you're competing for playoff, you're maybe 4th in your group, if my memory's right, of the seeding. You guys weren't even scheduled to be fighting for playoffs. So yeah, like you guys have technically outdid your seed, if my memory is correct. Like I said, I think I said 5th seed originally, but I think it was 4th seed. I think it was Charcatek, GMU, Penn State were the top 3. So if you may be in a position where you can snag 3rd, I believe, if my quick math in my head without writing anything down, there's positions you can get in 3rd place out of groups, which is still, hey, it's better than seed. And you're also still and if you're in a 3-way tie situation, you're losing on tiebreaker. So in a way, you can say you still tied for 2nd in your group in some fashion until you get to tiebreakers. So nothing too much to scoff at there. I mean, technically, I want to point out, like, theoretically, whatever the middle teams are, which is there's 6 in a group, you know, your 3/4 placement, that means you should have been in that division. It proved you should have been there, pending, you know, the other teams are completely screwed up, you know. Like, hey, there's a team that, like, let's say it was PSU Blue in your seed, like, in your group, be like, well, that team was just well underseeded, and we got 2nd place, or we got, say, 3rd place. There's 2 teams that were just like really fucking good that should have been in Div 1. Then you wouldn't feel so. Then maybe you should have been placed even higher than that. But in what I would say, based on what I saw, you guys are placed. They placed you really accurately. I mean, really, your entire group was placed accurately. Even your number 1 seed in that group, Charcatek, literally lost to. I don't remember who they lost to. Who was their other? Or no, they lost to GMU. Yeah, it was GMU they lost to. So like it's a close group. I think, and GMU lost to some, not your team, I don't think, but they lost to one of the teams that are going to end up below you. So that, I mean, that really shows that at least that group, even if you could say division is wrong, at minimum that group is relatively close and relatively good group. They did really good CCA wise. Credit to them on that. Okay, we're gonna get a game. There it is. I heard a poof. I did not hear a poof. I heard a poof, but it was a different sound effect, I guess. Am I coming? I don't even know what that is. Frocky, I don't know what that is. Yeah, I mean, do you want me to PM you? You want to see the situation? I don't know if any more sets have been played in Div 1 Group 2, but if you're really interested in hearing about scenarios, I completely wrote out every scenario for Div 2, and they're super cool. It's actually super cool. the scenarios for Div 2, because some of them rely a good chunk of the sets can rely on a match that neither of the teams can change position in terms of getting into the playoffs, and then for the team that's in the playoffs, they can't even change their seed. They're locked in the second team. The banana split set versus Comet Blasters. Comet Blasters can finish as high as third, so their positioning within the group can change depending on the exact situation. And but or not third, excuse me, fourth. Fourth is the highest they can do. Which in Div 1 we have only 2 groups and 3 move on, not 2. So fourth would be one place outside of playoffs. Banana Split's locked at 2. However, what Comet Blaster do if they win and and every other team loses that in the certain scenarios lose properly, that can get to 3 and 2. We can have a situation where there's 3 to 4 teams tied. Literally every team except for the top 2 seeds can be tied at 2 and 3 potentially. And what Comet Blaster can do can make it teams that would win the head-to-head if there was only a 2-way tiebreaker. They can change it and make it based on the third tiebreaker, which is games. So even if you lose the head-to-head with Comet Blasters, right? Or lose the head-to-head with the other team that isn't Comet Blasters. You could potentially be in a situation in that group where the team that won the head-to-head against the top 2 in the 3-way tie actually lose out on games, which is going to be absolutely hilarious if that happens. I will send it after this game. I'm gonna be a real froggy. I'm assuming guessing it's a land based on are you coming to, and there's no way in hell. With love, there's no way in hell. I haven't gone. The only lands I've ever been to are Riptide, the local that you came and met me in person the first time I went to a local, and Genesis 7. And probably, unless I'm getting paid to go, I don't have any plans to go to any more lands, no matter the size, unless I'm hosting it with love. Like, it's just, I'm not finding a way out from Pennsylvania to, I'm assuming it's an Illinois local of some, to, when there's even like CCA locals they're trying to get together that are closer than that I'm not managing to get to in some fashion or another. I'm getting pincered by 2 people when the tower's pushing. Why? Firestar, shoot me a PM as well, and I'll shoot you it as well. I'm gonna try to find you on the fly, and I'll happily send it to you. I know Snow, the staff member for CCA, they wrote up pretty much every reasonable scenario for the other divisions. I wrote up literally every scenario for the second group because it is also the most complicated, and I didn't do like every little tiny scenario. Like if it's, if this one goes 4-1 and this one goes 4-2, when they're the same result. But I think there's 13 scenarios effectively that can happen if I did it right. Which doesn't mean I did it right, because it is quite a complicated situation. I am feeding hard. Yeah, let me just build my special. We got time, folk. Ooh, that's a nice double on the... it's just the one guy. It's just the one guy. Kill him, please. It's one guy. There we go. He stole the tower. Doesn't even win. What? Well, The local that Froggy's talking about is in Illinois. Oh my god, I fed really hard for the back half of that game. So, that's one that maybe you should look into potentially if you're interested in locals, because you are in Illinois and the local that he's talking about is also in Illinois. Froggy, you have complete permission. If you want to drop the Battlefy link or Start GG link, that would be really good. Let me get those scenarios over from that I promised I would get. Edit message, copy that whole last thing. Oven goats. Yeah, Twitter link, that's fine. I'm giving you permission to promote. I didn't want you to be like, you know, can I promote this? I'm telling you ahead of time, you have permission to promote. Oh yeah, I would drop it on Twitch, Froggy, so that way Oven Goats can have it easier to click on it. Just so, I think it's let's see, I should have fires. There, I think you also mentioned you wanted the thing, so I sent you the long thing there, Firestar. All right, cool. Let's get the series going. Damn, bro. Froggy got ignored in the 18th one, bro. That may be something Froggy to talk to David about. DRF David. And see what other schools might be in the area, because I would suspect there's more schools that could potentially look into that. And if you can get a shit ton amount, you could even make it like a little locally collegiate focused one, or like, hey, there's a few interested, you know, let's just say 4 or 5 in the area. I don't know, because I know it's Chicago, so I would guess there's a good chance there's at least a few schools there in and around the area. Brain, sorry, I'm getting off top. It's running. With that, there may be a few that could do it and even do like a collegiate specific thing. Oh yeah, DePaul. DePaul's got literally 5 teams. Have you messaged I'm assuming you obviously you've tempted at least Oven Goats because you admit it, or you said that. But do you have contacts for those other folk? I'm assuming you have. I know you're usually pretty good about those things. But if you need contacts, obviously Dave, or heck, you can even potentially work with David to make it like get CCA promotion officially for it, at least some retweets, especially if you're doing something that try to target collegiate specifically with it. All right, if you're gonna stay on there, Snowman, I will gladly push up. I'm not gonna get that. Oh, you me. Come on. Okay. I don't like hearing the towers being taken behind me. All right. Just cracking there. Oh! Come on, friend. Hit the last shot. You did not. Come on. Just a little guy. Okay, we're gonna get in this corner. Oh! No, the suck bomb. I realize Firestar, you won't have the link for the CCA thing. I'll drop that in the message as well. I just realized that in hindsight that you're not going to have that. Because it's really hard to find the CCA bracket links, which is something I've expressed to the staff as well, that they should make that more accessible in the future. Like, I think it's something you definitely just want people to be able to look at, no matter if they're a part of it. They could even not be, they can be outside the CCA atmosphere. I think having, that was another goddamn suck bomb. Sorry. I am throwing so hard in these games. Apologies, guys. Trying to talk with y'all too much, because for once I can actually talk with y'all. I'm not playing with PSU or TZS. I don't think that's like the first time in like a long time. Maybe just some solo queue, but hey. There's one. I know where the heavy is. I would DM David. Yeah, definitely. Tell him, hey, I'm doing this thing. I know there's a lot of Chicago players, or Chicago teams especially. And if it's towards the holidays, you know, some maybe, as long as they're not, as long as it's not like during finals week, you might be able to really get some people, especially the ones that are nearby. But even getting on their radar now, and even saying like, hey, you know, this is something that's reoccurring too, and really pointing out it's reoccurring. So if you can't make this one, say because of the holidays and you're on break or the finals, you know, maybe in spring, that's something to talk about. Or, you know, if you can get, say, DePaul that's got 5 teams to show up with 4 of them or something like that, and then you can probably, it'd probably be easier to convince teams like Oven Goat's team, for example, or their school, and make it almost like make it a very collegiate focused event or something like that as well. But at minimum, I think getting it on CCA's radar and being like, hey, this is something that you can maybe even potentially piggyback off of some sort, or we can, if, you know, we give collegiate some love, I help you get some collegiate some love in person, things like that, you know, even if it's not their event by any means, they may be more, you know, they want to support collegiate as a whole. So they'll take a comp rank in spring. Yeah. Hey, nothing wrong with that. It's good to do sometimes. I took a long break when I started to TO a lot at the beginning, or a little after the pandemic started. Oh well. Team, you're gonna carry this to the KO. Oh, nice shot. Give me the gold medal so I feel good. No, I didn't get up the wall. All right, let me get the tournament. Division 1. There you go. There you go, Firestar. There's your link in PMs that I promised. And that's unchanged since then. Inkbrush advice. Click fast, but not. You can over. A big thing I want to point out. Even if you can click fast, you have to. You have to be able to click properly. So it isn't just mashing the shit out of it as fast as you can. Because if you overclick, I'm going to use round numbers because it's just easier for quick maths. Because it is 7.54 clicks per second, which ends up being every 8 frames off the top of my head. But let's just say every 8 frames you click, or if you click every 7 frames, instead of getting 2 shots out at 16 seconds, you only get no, you still would get 2 shots out. No, you would get your second shot out at 21 seconds instead of at 16 seconds, or 16 frames, not seconds, frames. So if you overclick, especially if you just slightly overclick, it's actually bad. So you could, right now I'm actually overclicking. I'm not mashing it. If I slow down, well, actually that was not a good example. This is a different controller, so it's a little harder for me. I'm still not quite at the mash that I would like. I haven't found the perfect sweet spot. But if you overclick it, if I overclick it, you can see I'm slower. So something also to be in mind, you have to know the rhythm. So the biggest thing is knowing that it's every 8 frames you can click. It's the fastest click speed you can potentially do. So that's something to also keep in mind. If you know you have the click speed. So if you have something like, oh my god, my brain is really not. I'm really tired. Apologies. If you overclick even by a little bit, sometimes you just have to actually relax. But so only if you know you have the click speed. So you know if you go and test things and you know you have the click speed consistently, it's something to actually keep in mind of. And if you overclick it, you don't want to overclick. It's better to click at say 9 frames per second, where you'll get your second shot off at 18 frames than it would be to click at 7 frames per second, which your second shot would come out at 21 frames. So you see that's a 3-frame difference, you know, which is a lot in Splatoon. A lot of weapons kill right around 20 frames per like the slowest weapons kill at 20 frames per second. Brush, for example, is 22. I don't remember what the frame is. 20. I'm forgetting all my frame data. But anywho, the amount it is in the 20s. The brushes are one of the slower killing weapons in the entire game. But if you're okay, I'll take that. That's a big thing there. Overclicking can screw you over. However, the biggest thing is necessarily movement. With brushes, the biggest thing is movement. You know, no matter click speed, anything like that, if you can't get in close, it doesn't matter. And if you have really good movement, if you're having slow click speed, or like right now, I'm not used to this controller anymore because it doesn't have any real kickback because it's an old controller that I've used for literally thousands of hours. So the rubber inside of it is dying. So it just doesn't kick back very much, which means that I can't. It makes it harder for me to click. I'm trying to try some different hand movement, hand locations and things, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm still also default to a certain kind of hold, which just doesn't feel, you know. But if I kind of adjust my click, I can kind of click a little faster. It's also finding like the natural sweet spot, because really there isn't a lot of movement to clicking if you do it right. So biggest thing is just movement, being able to find ways to be sharky and close that gap between you and the enemy player. Usually that means coming off at an off angle. Rarely does it mean just charging them head forward. You know, something like a shot can kind of take an on angle like this. I kind of have to come at an off angle to that guy. Obviously it was a very obvious place I could come from, but they didn't know which direction I was going to come from. Like if I were to rush this sniper right now, he lost me with Ninja Squid. However, if I had just been in the fight and just held forward, that would be bad. You can see that guy almost tried to do it. He almost got me there. He knew I was in that location. If I just held forward and went slightly off to where he expected me to go. So he didn't get the kill. But like that, that was a really good example. I kind of rushed the shot there. He kind of came out of the ink and I was effectively rushing him and I couldn't react fast enough. And so finding that slightly, even just slight off angle on them is huge for brushes. Octo, for example, can get a little bit of away with it at times just because it has a little more range, but it's still a slow kill time. Assuming a weapon doesn't miss a shot, pretty much any weapon shooting at the same time as a brush will kill faster than it that has in its range or about its range. I have low battery. At that point might be, yeah, I have a new controller. I brought it to Riptide. I left it in Ohio. So I won't be able, I'll get it after Christmas or Thanksgiving break. So I have a new controller. I also really like this controller. It's my Galaxy controller. I want to get some more the rubbers for inside of it. Which I did replace it once with one that was pretty used though. That had quite a lot of hours on it still too, but it wasn't the ZR, it was a ZL, so it wasn't quite as bad. Even though it had more hours on it, but it obviously has a shorter duration than a fresh one because, you know, it already had a lot of ZR time or ZL time when I'm in the ink and things. Though it's still less. I shouldn't have got off. Hey? It was actually funny enough, the controller that all of the spectators used for the second stream is because my Switch and my controller were what were used there, funny enough. So if you had Magic for the CCA stream, for example, that was the camera, so Magic on the camera was using my controller, for example, which is pretty cool. Yeah, when I came here, I actually brought both controllers because if like I did anything where with people and they need a controller, I was gonna let them use my other one, but I just left it in Ohio. And I brought the one back. I'm so mad at myself, but it's not a big deal. It just means I have to be smarter with my movement because my click speed isn't as good as it needs to be right now and hasn't been since Riptide. So it just means I have to play smarter as a player. So when I get that controller back, I can maintain that smartness as a player, but then I have the click speed back to help mitigate any mistakes or where I'm losing fights where things are more even because of that click speed. So it's really nice. Custom stick caps, hey. Yeah, this one is just custom skin. No stick caps or anything. Original buttons, original everything like that. I don't do that sort of stuff just because theoretically I can consider it cheating. I don't I wouldn't ban somebody on a tournament for custom sticks, especially if it's just they're long or they're metal, and I know some people have issues with the plastic ones to begin with. But theoretically, it could be considered cheating because you can do with longer sticks. It's easier to do more pinpoint movement. So theoretically, it can be considered cheating, and there's been some circumstances outside of Splatoon where that sort of stuff has been considered cheating. I'm pretty big on as vanilla as we can get with things. If it was completely my choice and reasonable to do so, which is just not too, I wouldn't even let people do third-party controllers really, because a lot of them have funky additional buttons that are programmable. A big thing that there's been lots of debate about is things like turbos, which is in my opinion, a big no-no. That's just straight up cheating. That's not even something I think can really be contemplated. Completely just cheating, especially if it's programmable, because you can just do that click speed thing that I've been talking about. Imagine everyone can have perfect click speed. It negates one of the biggest skill things of Inkbrush or Squeezer or even Octobrush, because it has click speed and still caps. Most people just mash the hell out of it because it you can just overclick it so bad that your overclick it pretty much makes it where it's not a problem. If you click double the speed, well, oh darn, you're just putting in more work than you need to, more than necessarily a punishable overclick. But still, to me, turbos especially are a huge thing for that. And there are unfortunately a lot of people really pushing it, and the people that I think push it the most aren't even really mains of those weapons, or they are situationally only because of meta, which really frustrates the shit out of me for someone who has been an Inkbrush player for years and a player. Oh, my battery's dead. That's a problem. Oh no. Oh, this isn't the side with the USBs. Oh no. My controller's dead. I'm so sorry, guys. Come on, get on. Controller! It's on. It's just not connecting. Oh my god, I couldn't move. It connected right as I couldn't do anything. Oh well. I just lose a game in series. Whatever, not a big deal. I gotta wait 8 minutes. Are you kidding me? Bruh. I got an 8-minute ban for that. That sucks. That's most of the rest of the time I wanted to spend here. I really have. I don't really have much time beyond that. Anywho, let me read chat, I guess. We can talk for a second. Melee, but Melee, they're really starting to open that sort of stuff up too, which is what started a lot of these debates, because they've had a lot of conversation, because there was a tech found that without it though, you're at a complete huge disadvantage, which kinda there's some case there, but in Splatoon there's no case for it, I think. Because if you can't click at that speed, well, you don't have to play Ink Brush. You don't have to play Squeezer. You can succeed without playing those weapons. It isn't like, oh, you do this, you're at such a massive disadvantage. The chances of you winning are pretty much zero against somebody of an equal skill that has that tech. Like, no, there is no... You can go without playing Ink Brush. You can go without playing... There are equivalent weapons. You can play something like a Sploosh. You can play things like Tri-Slosher. You can play Octobrush if you can do some click speed, right? Because I know there's some people that just can't do that through things like Carpal Tunnel and things like that. But there are other options out there for them. So like it's a huge... You want to see my locker? I guess I don't really look at it. It's Octoling Hate because I hate Octolings. And then that's the inside. There you go. If I were to mess with it and edit it, everything's gonna shift. It's hilarious because like the fish at the top and the Ouroboros, I think that's what it is. That's the name of the big thing. It like does that. Yeah, I will say for reference, Oven Goats, that is maybe the one time I would even have a minimum of considering it. The absolute non-zero thing of committing it would be like, yes, I have a medical thing, but I still point out there's still other options out there. If I couldn't... I've had issues with... It isn't carpal tunnel. It's another one. It's in the elbows. More particularly is the problem. It's another C, but I can't think of what it is. I've had a lot of problems with that. I haven't had to necessarily go and get diagnosed for it. It hasn't been bad enough that I went and gone getting diagnosed for it, but there's times I just have to kind of back off playing for a while because of it. Like it's not a really good... I don't want to say necessarily excuse because I don't think that's a fair way to put it, but I'm kind of going for... But reasoning that like you have to be able to turbo, especially if it's one that's programmable in a situation where you can program it to be X speed. And even with that, right? With the ones that aren't programmable, you don't know what click speed they're getting. You know, it could be perfect. It could be 8 frames a second. It could be 1 every frame even potentially, where, you know, it's overclicking so hard that Vac is going to hit the perfect time. We don't know. Obviously, you can kind of look at it, but also brings so much consistency and removes the skill of the weapon. But it, to me, negates one of the hardest things of the weapon is be able to do that in a fight. That's a skill. And for people that are brush players or squeezer players for a long time, and those that have, like this for an example, where I'm not playing with a controller that just plays right for me right now, I'm at a disadvantage and I know it, and I have to play smarter and I have to react to that. Even in a fight where I have the right controller and everything, if I overclick it or if I underclick it, well, I'm putting myself at disadvantage. It's one of the skills of the weapon. And that's why, to me, it's still very, even in those situations, questionable for me when there's other alternatives that exist within the game. That can play those roles, that can do a lot of the same things the other weapons can do. Carbon Roller, another great one. There you go. That doesn't involve so much click speed. Yeah, that's something else. Yes, my title is Soft and Fluffy Catfish because all of the other TZS gamers stopped having the basic basic tag, and it's really sad. But I still have the basic banner. Most of them have the basic banner. Who's this? Let's see if we can find one of the the gamers. Oh, there's Pork. Where is it? Do you guys know Junior in it? Oh, there it is. It's right in the center. I see it now. Anybody else? Oh, that's Dark from PSU. Very dark locker as well in terms of color. Got the Clash Blaster in there. Not bad. Okay, fine. I'll look at yours. Get it? Because it's okay, fine. Slippery Rock. I think I might have those titles. Hey, I have no problem with chat. I mean, we got nothing better to do, talk about paragraphs in chat. I'm gonna try to finish out this series probably, and that's probably where I'll dip, which is gonna be a little bit after the hour likely. Well, I said I'd play about 45 minutes, obviously. Gamed, my controller decided, yeah, no, low battery, which is also my own fault for ignoring the battery thing and just trying to hang in there until the end. And then the thing it's plugged into is my computer, so I can't connect to my Switch until I took the cord out, plugged it into my dock again. So until I was able to do that, I didn't have time to. I'll be right. Give me 30 seconds here. Well, at least my Switch doesn't die because I don't do handheld. Glad you don't do handheld. Glad you weren't one of the ones that PM me trying to make us able to do handheld at Riptide or whatever. Not necessarily to shame those folk, but it's just not it's just not possible for us to do. Even the Switch Lites, we have to do there's a company that it's a license by Nintendo that has a dock that we can plug in people to, which we didn't have any at Riptide this year, but like, it's just a safety hazard. Imagine if you had everything plugged directly into your Switch and you yank your thing, like for motion, like a quick flick. Well, theoretically it could cause a huge problem. You could pull out wires and things like that. Obviously, if you're in the middle, you're less likely to have slack, or more likely to have slack. But imagine somebody towards the outside, where sometimes the wires are already tight. Maybe even that wire that you pull on is loose, but what if it's tangled in another cord, like our audio mixers? Like some of the audio mixers were pretty much, the cord was at full length. You pull those audio, you could be pulling out people's ears, you pull out things that then, you always heard me talk about oven goats. Or anyone else has been to a LAN in the last year. You heard us all, the TOs, make sure to emphasize, like, make sure people are plugged in before you put your headsets on, because it can make loud noises. You know, you could pull out people's headset things, and now they have loud noises in their ears that could potentially hurt their hearing. We've had that happen at a LAN before, not where someone headset made a really big noise when they were pulling it out, and it hurt someone's ears. Luckily, they recovered. It took a little while for them to recover, though. Like, they didn't recover in a day. It took them a couple weeks to get up to, 90% or so. They had to go to the doctor and everything. It was a huge situation that happened. Which is why we say that now at every LAN all the time, is make sure people do not have headsets on when other people are plugging it in. It's just a natural feedback. It doesn't matter which audio it is. It's not the TM1s. It's not the Astros, it's not anything like that. It's just a thing of the cords being loose and having feedback through it. So I want to be clear, the person that did it too, like, they weren't doing anything wrong. They were pulling out their headset to like readjust it, or it just came loose. I don't remember what it was. Like, it wasn't purposeful with that, and it wasn't like a situation where they were they yanked on it in the mid game and it pulled out like I'm talking about. But I'm just using that as an example of, if they were to do that and pull out someone else's headset in that process, what could happen? And, you know, I don't want that to happen to anybody. You know, the biggest thing when it comes to LANs is, one, safety. Number two is to have a good time. And then number three is the competition as a whole, right? Obviously, we want people to be safe when they're there, whether that be for something like COVID, to unfortunate situations like we've had in the past before with player safety. I shouldn't say like that something actually happened in terms of like anybody got hurt, but different threats have been made happened, and we want those people to be safe, and those threats don't become real in any way. And then of course number two is we want people to have a good time there. Number one, they make sure everything's safe. You get there. Number two is to have a good time while you're actually there. So those are the biggest two things. And then after that, the competition matters. Because you know what, if they have fun but the competition sucks, let's say there's like two really good teams and then there's like everyone else is at completely different levels, but people are having fun playing, oh well, that's fine. So like those are the big three things in that order that matter as a TO there. And of course, obviously, hearing in that situation, hearing would fall under number one in safety, just health as a whole. So, and strikes. It is a lot of responsibility. Obviously people have so much of that responsibility also falls on the players, right? So like, if you're the one being the idiot, if you're causing, I don't know, if you're doing threats or something like that, well, you're the one that's going to be punished. And or on the other side, like, if someone sees something, they need to say something, because TOs can't be everywhere. Something's happening in I don't know, it's happening in the venue, but like in the bathrooms or something, very unfortunate. Something has to be said, because the TOs may not we're lucky to go to the bathroom sometimes for a while, but nonetheless, right, it is a lot of responsibility, and it's really a lot. For example, at Riptide this time, someone thought they left their keys in the venue. I had to go back at 2 in the fucking morning to help. I had no problem doing it by any means. I don't want to sound like I had a problem doing it. I would do it again. I'd do it at 4 in the morning. I don't care. I was already awake. I was just talking with some of my gamers. One of the few downtimes I had. But like, someone thought they left their keys in the venue. They couldn't find them for the life of them. I don't know if they ever found them. Like, we went to the venue there at like 1 in the morning. We every inch of that building we looked through. They went through all the different things. I think actually they did find them like 2 weeks later, because they were a local. But like, they went back up to the Kalahari and they had the keys, which is cool. But that's why they need the keys then, was because they were trying to get home, because they're a local and they didn't have their keys to their car. 23-7 on S-Blast. Hey, there you go. It's pretty good. Right, what's my series at? I'm at 4-1. Okay. Oh, I gotta wake. Hold on, I gotta wake Ken up really quickly. Give me just a second. You lost 23 and 7. Ah, damn. Let me, I was messaging Ken. Where are they? Yeah, it does happen where you just gotta put the most effort you can, put as much time as you can into your objective. If you watch a lot of the times, I'll have times where I go for kills, but a lot of times I try to aim for objective first, and then if I realize other people are playing objective fine, I'll start playing, I'm okay with going more for kills then. But at first I default to objective if I can. I think one of the Wahoo Tower games was a really good example of that, where I was on the tower, a sniper came up and said, "Hey, get the fuck off," basically. I think they dissuade or booyah or something, and I got off because obviously it makes more sense for as a brush not to be on tower. Okay. Like this, I've made a ball. I'm collecting more clams. Hopefully those folk grab the ball. If not, I have another one basically. Okay, cool. Now I'm gonna come get some kills because we need to. Just like that. Ah! Oh! I was hoping that bomb would get something. Oh! Speaking of bombs. I'm okay with. I'm gonna go for that push. Yeah, there we go. I'll back it off. Maybe not. Back it up. I would say one of the biggest things though with solo queue is be alive as I die. The biggest thing is being alive because it keeps some pressure on the opponent. I'd rather see someone go like someone maybe being 10-1 in solo queue, especially, maybe super good, depending on what the opponent exactly is doing. You know, how hold forward they are and how things like that can slightly negate that, but still. I'm gonna go. Oh shit! Or at least get one follow up there. Okay. 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 Somehow. No way. How is this working? I mean, I'm not mad that that worked for as long as it did. Obviously, it didn't work out in the end, but still, it was funny. Sometimes funny is worth it. Okay. Don't kill me. Thank you. There's 2 down. Big time to push, team. Oh, we don't have a ball. I was 1-5. Man, no one else is playing objective but me. See, this is kind of the reason earlier I was talking about no one's really playing objective. That person played a little bit there. But really we haven't a lot of objective play. So that's why I've been trying to mostly... I mean, I've scored literally every point on this team thus far. One person did go make a ball, which is nice, I guess. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna leave myself at 7. I'd rather be there 7. Okay, that's a crack-a-mare aim moment. I'm throwing. I probably shouldn't have thrown them both in the same spot there. That's fine. We worked it out. I'm gonna take one. Cool, let's go. Bro! Someone scored points. That wasn't me. Oh, don't score all of them. Keep one. No. Okay, that's fine. They didn't have a ball, but I should have kept one in case things didn't go that way. We're good. Everything's okay. Well, we're gonna take the series win because I have to get up to S+10 for the month still. I've been really procrastinating on it, so I'm trying to get at least a little series done. I've been playing a lot more open and such too. I thought that was the end of the series, was it not? Where am I in the series? I thought I was 4-1 going to that, but maybe I was 3-1. What the? Okay, maybe I had another series going. Oh, you know what? I think series are based on mode, aren't they? So I didn't finish this one. So this one's old. Okay, well, I might as well just finish it. Right? That's... Because, I mean... Because this was open. Or that was a PB. Okay, yeah, no, That's right. I forgot how the other series going. Well, I must finish this one off. We'll keep going till then. Your second team just won this first. Hey, congrats to them. Hey. All right. Kin's angry at me for waking them. But they told me they need to wake up today. I think it was closer to like noon, but I've been waking up at 10 o'clock every day, so I'm just gonna keep waking up at the same time. That bomb should kill, thank you. Oh, that machine didn't die? Oh, that's fine, whatever. I'll get the other guy. Should I push the tower, please? Thank you, teammates. I was just about to get up there and go do that. But, I mean, if I'm gonna get all those kills, I guess that's also okay. That's a free double. There's the arrow. Oh, way back. Nothing I can do about that. All I need is that try to know that I'm here to pressure. They'll hopefully be a little smarter. And by a little smarter, I mean dumber. Okay, I'm gonna go get this guy. Or not. I'm gonna get stuck in the little pool of ink. Yeah, go ahead. Jump up the wall. Come on! Buddy, you don't want to go back? What are you doing? Should probably go help the tower, but it's more funny to go back in this guy. What, like, they don't, are they just not, the Aerospray is the only one playing objective on their team. What is that team doing? What div is your second team, Oven Goats? I don't know what your other team is. I only so much skimmed a lot of the division just because there was too much, along with just life at that time happening. They're Div 5. They're in the same div you guys were last season. Wow. Are they going to be a Div 3 next season? I'll try. Jumped in. Okay. I barely ducked away from that blaster. Okay. Okay. We are multiple down. They were not booing it very well. I do like that the new whale buff will auto keep locked on the same person that you last locked on to. There's no one else. Oh, come on, I gotta get that. I will get the jump, though. I do gotta get that dry slasher there, though. That was a bad play on my part. That was one where click speed what mattered. I don't know what these guys are doing. Like, I just find it funny how bad they are at playing objective. Oh, I can't save that. Teammate can, though. Thanks, Roller. Okay. Oh, okay. Never mind that. I said okay because I thought I was gonna die there. He thought he was gonna turn around and direct me. I fully thought I was dead there, I ain't gonna lie. Okay, jump down, drop down, be stupid, be stupid. Ah, that bomb slid. I think the teammate didn't, no, they didn't get that one. This has been a game. I don't know. This has been a game of all time. Okay. There's one where I don't think we forced. Oh, there's a buoy bomb there. I didn't even hear it. Hey, I got a fist bump. One guy holding his splatling while I'm fist bumping other people. The introvert versus extrovert. Alright, let's finish out this series. One more game. One more game, and I'm done. Straight out here like moment, whatever how it's pronounced. Not disconnecting the game. Oh. Come on, game. Let's 77 seconds? Damn. Didn't find its match for 77 seconds. Well, let's see if people are going to play objective this time. This is a team. Our team better definitely play objective. I think both teams really have a decent number of weapons that should play objective. They're actually pretty similar-ish teams in terms of build. Like, they're not identical by any means, but both have a brush, both have a carbon, both have a kind of long range, but like not super super long range, but like really good range while also just good on tower in general. And then both have a spot line. I should have just said anchor, or I guess midline. Let's go with that. Get one of them. Nope. Zipcaster. That carbon's not doing. You're not doing stuff. They definitely had an opening there. They would have hard destroyed my team right there. I just had that feeling. You really gonna? Okay. All right. Where's that carbon? There's a brush. Carbon's dead. Brush, I'm just better than you. Stop it. Alright, I'm gonna back off that for a second. Alright, we just gotta hold here for checkpoint 2. I'm not gonna force this. If they're gonna drop into mid, that's fine. Oh, auto bomb. One down. Give me 2 down. That was stupid. Shouldn't have worked. Come here, Carbon. I almost stole that. I almost gave that to the curling bomb. Bro, just die. Thank you. Oh my god, throwing. Got one there. That rapid really fell back that far. Oh, okay. And he died. Well, this... my team doesn't get so destroyed right there. I still took one down with me. That was stupid. Hold on. Gotta send a message. Oh, come on. The little bit of ink. That was such a good shark position. Oh my god. That sucks. That sucks. I got one, which was their tower rider for now. Gives me a chance to kind of whale up there. Got the whaler. Yeah, there you go. Hey. That one pick was probably really huge. Getting that rapid to fall back. I think it was a rapid, that one that took the tower. We're gonna get this tower a little forward. Oh, hey, even better. Hydra's on it. That brush is dead. Oh, I thought I died the brush. I was like, no way. Pushing up here on the tower. And whales. Okay. Yes, throwing splat bombs is kind of an art. It's a lot of work. It can be less skillful than other things, but I'll tell you what, you can also be really darn skillful with your placements. Alright, I'm gonna get out of here. I got a lot of things I gotta do today. Tomorrow I have PSU match at 1 Eastern, and then at 8 Eastern at night I have a scrim. Alright, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Have a good night, Yens. I will be back tomorrow.